If I'm being honest, I wouldn't stop scrolling either. Ouch. I remember those words. They're still ringing through my ears. If I'm being honest, I wouldn't stop scrolling on your content either. You do the things, you tell yourself you're the professional. You show up, you go live, you have a syndicated radio show that's running for 11 years, all of those kind of things. But then you look at the statistics. You look at and see that people are popping in, popping out, but no one's actually sticking. You have a deep desire to want to make an impact. I know I do. But are we? Are we making the impact that we really want to? Or, much like the situation I found myself in, where I was sitting with a very good friend of mine, somebody I respect very, very much. And I wanted them. I wanted the candid, honest feedback. And they said to me, well, I've looked at your stuff, and it's not that what you do isn't great. You are absolutely an expert at what you do. But if I'm being honest, I wouldn't stop scrolling on your content either. Oh, that hurts so much. And even now, I'm not totally sure what to do with it. But what I did learn in that moment, and what I want to bring to you, is a discussion that we can have together, because I know I'm not the only one who's feeling this frustration. AI has come along and it's allowed people who, can I say it this way, know absolutely nothing about what they're talking about, to be presenting themselves as experts. And because they, what words do I want to use here? Because they are using social media better than you, they're getting the people, they're getting the eyes, they're getting the followers on their content. Worse than anything, maybe even, is the fact that often the eyes they're getting on the content that is being watched, is going viral, is either number one, and this one really hurts, totally wrong, absolutely wrong, or, and this is just as bad, in fact, it might be worse. They're actually telling your stuff. They know, they got it from you. That's painful. That hurts. And I know some of you are in that same situation too. And you may be, even as you read the title or the intro to this particular live, you may be kind of sitting there like I am, sitting there in that moment with somebody that feels safe, somebody that you like, shocked, and really just asking yourself, what am I missing? What am I doing wrong? What do I need to change in order to really reach the people? Now, here's the good news, and I want to tell you the rest of the story, because if not, it just makes my friends sound like they're really, really harsh and mean. And they weren't. They were very helpful, actually, because then they went on to explain this one little thing that makes all the difference. And that's that what we want to do, what people need more than anything else right now, is connection. I know it's what I need. I bet it's what you need too. What you really need is not another teaching, not another program, not another structure. What you need is people that you can connect with. Human to human, heart to heart, soul to soul, person to person connection. And really, what I'm doing right now on this live and what I've been doing ever since that moment on my lives is just reaching out to you and offering opportunities for us to talk. Because I think a lot of us are creating a lot of things. You hear Gary Vee talk about, you want to create 100 posts a day. And then he teaches how you can use AI and you can do all that kind of stuff and you can do that. And it is very possible. And then somebody comes along and they give you the information and they tell you, yeah, but Gary Vee has a staff. Oh, that makes a big difference, doesn't it? You mean that amazingly, incredibly cool influencer doesn't sit up half the night editing all their stuff and coming up with all the things? And when you discover that person who's gone massively viral, and I'm not even necessarily suggesting you want or need to go massively viral, but that person has a full-time crew of 1, 2, 5, 10 people that all they're doing is just creating that content and marketing it and doing those kind of things. But I think also a lot of times, because of all that hype, I know I am, and you probably have felt this too. You go back and you read or you listen to your stuff, and what you really feel is, that's not me at all. So my question for you today, what I'd love to hear you talk with me about, I hope you'll interact, is, have you ever looked at something you've created and just known it wasn't really you? What do you do when you look at your stuff, the things that you're posting on social media? What do you do when you see them and they just don't resonate with you at all? Let's talk more about that. I'd love to hear your input. Tell me what you do when you feel like you wouldn't even stop and read your own stuff too. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you. I hope that you're warm and that you are so deeply loved and that you're having a really great week.